That's me, Danny Bonaduce, life coach. Give me a call right now, 1-800-252-1025. We also take your emails at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.
And remember, when you call, if you've got a problem, you can lie about your name. Call yourself anonymous. Call yourself Ted or Becky.
Yeah, because if you're having a problem saying, hey, Danny, I've got these nasty boils, we probably don't want to know your name.
No.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, I would.
You don't want your friends knowing.
No, and you have boils.
Yeah.
800-252-1025. Or email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Chelsea in Kent has sent an email. I met a guy I really like. He has a 15-year-old kid from his previous marriage. My problem is the kid has really bad hygiene. He stinks, and I seem to be the only one who notices it. I think I'd be helping the kid out by gently mentioning his hygienic shortcomings, but I realize the risk is hurting his feelings and turning him against me at a crucial time in this relationship. How do I go about helping him be less stinky?
I got it for you. It's funny because most problems I can relate to in my life, but I can't relate to them always.
You've been stinky?
Not only that, I got a stinky kid who was just here, 13 years old, and here's what you're going to do, because that can happen to a 15-year-old, and it's almost always, you're right, it's like, people can say, oh, he's got a conditioner or something. No, he doesn't. He just doesn't shower enough or doesn't use the right deodorant. You're going to offer him as a gift a kind of expensive deodorant and maybe soap kit. And like when it's here, you're becoming a man type deal. But get that Axe deodorant and stuff like that. Put it in a neat little kit.
Sneak it in with some other stuff,
yes,
so
and
it's not totally obvious.
Right, and sneak it in, give it to him as a gift. Or say somebody at your office got it. Which, by the way, I never mind lying as life coach if that will help. But yeah, give it to him, and whether you say, "Hey, I wanted to get this just for you," or if you think that won't fly that well, you know what? A guy at my office just got this, and he says he doesn't need it. He loves his stuff, and give it to him like that, and he'll be kind of thrilled. He'll be the grown up that his own deodorant and soap kit. That's what you're gonna do. Thank you for the email on that.
This is Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, 800-252-1025. Stephanie in Tumwater, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Stephanie.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm not well. That's why I'm calling you.
Well, I'm here to help. What can I do for you?
Well, I have a business that we have a crew and we work with individual clients. And yesterday, the client was incredibly rude to my staff. And I reacted. For instance, one of the things she told me to do was get one of my particular staff out of there because he was worthless. And
right.
Instead of defending him, I had him leave. And I feel incredibly guilty about that. So I need to know what's an appropriate way to defend my staff when they were in the right against a client who is dealing with an emotionally charged situation, and that's what's letting her.
Well, first of all, let me just say, you're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate that you've got survivor's guilt on this, but I think you want to have a talk with your employee. But remember this, Stephanie, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and you've got a job out there to do, and here's the thing you need to remember on this. The customer is always right. So they're in a tizzy of some kind and says, get this worthless guy out of here. You know what? You don't go to push to shove on that one. You say, hey, man, this is what the customer wants. You're still getting paid for the job. You need to do. You absolutely back your workforce on this, because they're going to have to work with them later. But if he's getting paid for the job he's not doing, he's outside having a beer or some such thing, I think a conversation can be had later on that you don't need to lose work. On the other hand, if it came down to the customer is always right, or back up your crew. This is your crew that you're going to have at the next job. So you would do the right thing to back them up and have them go, well, Stephanie went to bat for me. I really appreciate this. But if you can imagine it, if you can do it, go with the customer is always right and be right later. Just here's how you want to reward that employee of yours. Give him a job tomorrow. That's what he wants. So I love it that you feel bad. And if you need to go toe to toe with a customer for one of your employees, you can, and it's the right thing to do. But this is kind of a nobody lost thing the other day, and I think everybody worked out right, and everybody's still got a job and a company today. Hey, thanks for the call, Stephanie.
If you've got a question for the Life Coach, 800-252-1025. Call that number now. And the next caller is Larry in Everett.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I talked to you a couple of months ago. I'm in kind of the same situation, only now we've been talking a bit, and my wife came over last weekend and stayed one night. And then, it's bad. She won't tell her daughter that she's seeing me because her daughter's all anti-Larry. And, at some point I got to give up. I'm 55 years old.
Right.
What do I?
So what is your question for me? When do you give up?
Yeah, I feel almost like, like I'm needy, and I keep looking for a catch, and then
I got to get on with my life.
Well, but here's the thing, man, Larry. If you're needy, you're needy. I didn't want to do it. I can't believe I did it. And I got to go back to not too long after high school, but people were there when I did it. I begged a girl, please don't leave me. Yeah, oh man, it's 30 years later or whatever, and I'm still kind of mortified, but that's the way I felt right then and there. But here's the thing, you're always wrong. I'll die without you. No, you won't. The world will never go on without you. Yeah, it really will. Everything's going to be fine. But here's the thing, and here's when you give up. When you think it's not necessary anymore. If you think it's just going after what you know and what you're used to, move on. And you know what? Sarah said something about this morning. It was close to, you're never going to dance with the pretty girl till you ask her. There's no new pretty girls on fire online until you get rid of this one. So here's when I think you're going to give up. When there's no fight left, when you think this is useless, and it might not be her playing hard to get, you might think, you know what, she doesn't deserve me, and who wants the angry kid that doesn't like Larry anyway? I'm saying that there's some prospects out there that are brighter and better than what you're getting today. So I'm saying it's pretty much from the information I have. Time to move on today.
If you've got a question for the life coach, 800-252-1025. Call now. John and Sammamish, you are up next.
Hey, what's up, John?
Good morning, Sunshine Moonshine.
Good morning, Sunshine. What do you got for me?
Hey, man, so I've got a bunch of time in the program.
Right.
I'm sober a long time. I also have a herniated disc right now. It's a 6-millimeter protrusion, and my docs are all eager to give me opiate pain relief. It's not an option for me.
Right. You'll relapse immediately if you take opiates?
Yeah, for certain.
Okay.
For certain. I was very stupid and mentioned in a meeting that I was going to smoke weed as opposed to take these opiates, and I am getting a ration.
Yeah, you are. You are. There are people in AA that will tell you you're no longer sober if you take whatever they give you because you're going to the dentist. You know what? I don't believe them at all. I think they're wrong. I think if you have a medical marijuana card, and that's what you get because your doctor says it's the best thing for you. You know what? I understand that people pirate those all the time. I mean, I don't have one, but I know everybody that I know that wants one has one. And so I understand their point of view, but if it helps you in some kind of way and your doctor recommended it and you have a legal doctor-recommended medical marijuana card, the people in AA that are telling you you're no longer sober if you smoke pot are flat out wrong. And you know what? I will go to the mattresses on this. They're wrong, and they do that a lot. That thing about pain medication I had a buddy of mine who had surgery on his back, and he took opiates, and opiates are like Vicodin and stuff like that. And there are a bunch of people, the majority of people in AA, because he said, I got to question you guys. And he was there on bended knee, like, hey, be nice to me. Don't be harsh on me. And they said, no, your sobriety's over. John, you've had like 25 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, there are people, I don't know if they're in John's world right now, but they're certainly in the group there that are telling John and people like him that he's no longer sober if he takes medication given to him after neck surgery.
When I was taking Suboxone, there were people in there that telling me that I wasn't sober because I was taking Suboxone.
Right. I disagree with them vehemently. It's a slippery slope. I'll give you that. What else are you taking? I get that it's a slippery slope, but I will tell you this. If you're calling up to ask me with my years of sober and my years of giving the life coach, you're the one that's right here. Smoke whatever makes you feel better. Don't do it to sit there and veg out. Use your medical marijuana card, and then all those guys in the program are totally wrong and just kind of a pain in your ass. And if the pain in your ass gets to be too big, take some pills. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, man.
800-252-1025 is the number to get through to the life coach, or you can always email lifecoach@KZOK.com. We have an email from Leslie in Tacoma. She said, there's a coworker who hates me. I don't know why, but this coworker started a rumor that I have a drug problem. How do I stop this rumor from spreading? I'm so angry. Should I go to Human Resources?
Well, yeah, you should. Here's the thing, because, rumors are a drag no matter what they're. There's the trampy girl one that they do. You're on drugs. You're sleeping with the boss. All of these, are things that, and I can't believe it, that they're still, I'm middle-aged, man. I might be past middle-aged. But there's still rumors that people throw out there. This is one that you can prove is certainly not true. And I think if that's what will make you feel better, go to HR about it, and they'll call her in, and they'll say, can you prove it? Because that's actionable. You can sue her, and they'll tell her with her big boy pants on that that's actionable and that you can sue it. And once they've said that, she's going to go, a bunch of witnesses. It did affect her work. She is they view her differently in the workplace because I made it do it. She will back down right away. But here's what I'm telling you. You need to address that if it's going to bother you that much. And I think your first instinct to go to HR, not a bad thing. And whether it might be your boss, whoever it is, but HR is a good way to go. If you're not taking drugs and she says, by the way, in most busy offices, if somebody starts the rumor that somebody's on drugs, they're usually right in telling the truth. If you're not on any kind of drugs for recreation thing, you should prove that so you can feel better. I say head to HR right away. All right, that is all the time we have today for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.